Hello, it's Gordon here, and I hope all is well with you. This Facebook Live I've called Jockeying for Position Like a Girl. And I've called it that because it's about a girl who is a jockey who has been trying to improve her position. See what I did there? See what I did there? And it's a classic story that I came across this morning actually, January the 13th. Classic goal achievement technique, and it made me smile, and I can relate to it because it's exactly something that I did, not in the horse racing industry, but it's exactly something I did. It's exactly something that is part of my 8-step goal achievement formula that I talk about more, and you can see over at transformyourlifenow.com. So, jockeying for position like a girl. The girl in question is called Sophie Ralston. She's an Irish jockey, 26 years old, and she gets the odd ride here or there. And she's had the odd winner here and there too, but she doesn't get that many rides. And it's a problem for women jockeys. They don't get as many rides and opportunities as male jockeys. The disparity between the number of male jockeys and the number of female jockeys is staggering actually. And so much so that the British Horse Racing Authority has tried to put in place various initiatives to close the gap. Because off the actual track, in the stables and the behind the scenes part of racing, the equality is about right. But in the saddle, it most certainly isn't. Now, it used to be the case that people thought, well, girl jockeys just aren't as good as male jockeys because they haven't got the strength. When it comes to horse racing, not that I know anything about it, of course, just from watching, is that you need the strength to ride the finish. And if it's a competition between a male jockey and a female jockey, the male jockey will always do better. That was how the theory went. And of course that meant that the trainers and the owners would always pick the male jockeys and wouldn't look even, let alone consider, the women jockeys. Now that started to change as trainers, and because horse racing can be very family orientated. A lot of families, children follow their parents into the horse racing industry. And this is the case with jockeys. A lot of girl jockeys that you do see riding are related to trainers. They're either the daughters of trainers or they're married to another jockey or married to a trainer, something along those lines. And what you find is that those women jockeys who are related to trainers or related to males in the industry get the better rides because the trainers know them on a day-to-day basis and they have that belief in them. So when they get the better rides, they get more winners. As they get more winners, they get booked by other trainers for better rides and they get more winners. Now that happens to male jockeys all the time. The better you are, the better horse you get booked on, so you get more winners, which makes you look better, and it's a nice circle going upwards. The women jockeys, it's still the other way around. If they do get booked, it tends to be on maybe an outsider, certainly not the favourites. So they tend to get less winners. So how do you think they're viewed at when it comes to getting more rides? Less favourably than the men who are riding on the favourites. So anyway, Sophie Ralston has found herself in the crux of this position. She's not the first, she won't be the last, but she decided to do something about it, and she's written a letter to the Racing Post. She wrote a letter to the Racing Post to say, well, hang on, I'm not getting a fair crack of the whip. I'm not getting enough opportunities here. Can you imagine, she said in her letter, if I played 18 rounds of golf with Rory McIlroy and beat him? Do you think I'd get more chances? Can you imagine, she said, if I played Roger Federer or Andy Murray and beat them? Do you think I'd get more chances? And then she said, well, I have beaten the equivalents in my field in races, but I'm not getting the chances. I deserve more opportunity. Now, she's got a point, but the letter was quite bold. She said she wrote it after chatting with friends and chatting with her family over Christmas. So it's got that classic New Year resolution twang to it as well, hasn't it? She wrote this letter to the Racing Post and said she never expected it to get published, and it was published. So it's created a bit of a wave in the industry, and she's already had a couple of extra bookings for it. She rode a horse on Friday and she's riding a horse on Monday as a result of trainers reading the letter and deciding to give her a chance. Now here's the thing. The horse that she rode on Friday as a result of this letter came last. Now you might think, oh, Sophie, what have you done? You've harmed your own prospects and you've harmed the outlook for women jockeys. Well, hang on, because the horse finished last, but it was the 100-to-1 outsider, which sort of proves her point and proves the point I'm making. So yes, she earned her riding fee, riding a 100-to-1 outsider, and some people might laugh at her, but actually people in the industry won't be laughing because they'll be looking at how she rode the 100-to-1 outsider. Because you could put the champion jockey on a 100-to-1 outsider. It doesn't mean it's going to win, does it? But it's how you conduct yourself and how you ride and how you get on with the horse. So, will she get more rides? Who knows? Over about the last 6 years, she's had over 200 rides, which is not that many, only about 35 rides a year. And she's had about 14 winners, which is a win rate of, 5%, something like that, 6%. Not phenomenal, but not disastrous either. So it clearly shows that she can ride. It clearly shows that she can ride winners as well. She's not afraid of winning a race. Fascinating, isn't it? I've written about this before, and I did another video called Was Your Dad Neil Armstrong? I think that's what it was called. About following your parents or your relations into an industry, and sometimes that makes it easier. And some women jockeys are finding that that has opened doors for them. And Sophie Ralston says she's not born into the racing industry. She volunteered to help out at riding studios in exchange for lessons when she was 11. Then went pony riding, then went to the Irish Jockeys school. So she's put in the work. Where after she decided to become a jockey, she's decided what she wanted, she put in the work, she's taken action, and now she's decided to take a bold action to try and break a bit of an impasse, to try and make a jump to another level. I love that. Classic goal achievement theory. And it's exactly the same as something I've done myself. And I'm going to talk about that in my class covering my 8-step goal achievement formula. You can see it over at my Transform Your Life Now program, transformyourlifenow.com, which is a handy domain name, don't you think? So yeah, I'll be talking about that. And in the Transform Your Life Now program, I talk about goal achievement, self-improvement and wealth creation, which is a mixture of appreciating the abundance we already have and turning our passion into profits. I like the program, but then I would say that because I created it. And also there's a nice little trial on there as well. So you can try it just for $1 actually. And the first class is this evening. Replays available, of course, for members. And the thing is about the 8-step goal achievement formula for members is instead of me just putting the formula out there, I actually talk about it with members about how it can specifically apply to your goals, your dreams and your ambitions. So there we go. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Sophie Ralston's letter that she wrote to the Racing Post. Jockeying for position like a girl. Superb. Good for her, what I say. Good for her. So I hope all is well with you. Signing off for now. Wishing you as ever health and happiness. And I'll speak to you again soon.